guys, welcome back to Clever TV. I'm Jocelyn Davis, and today I am so excited to be hanging out with Lucy Hale. So this is the first time we've ever sat down to really talk about your music.
Yeah.
What does it feel like for you when you really think about that you've reached this point?
It's exciting because music was my first love. It's what got me to Pretty Little Liars, and Pretty Little Liars is now what got me back to my music. And so it's nice to get to be able to sing every day again. But also we've been working on the album for like 2 years, so to finally be able to talk about it and to say that it's a little more than a month away from being released is just like, oh, it's just very exciting.
So the album's called Road Between. It's coming out June 3rd.
Yeah.
And I think everybody out there knows at this point that you are a country artist.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point in time where you were thinking about your music and you were thinking about going in another direction, maybe pop or something? Or did you always know I'm a country artist?
I think I always kind of knew. I grew up singing country music, and I'm a music lover in general. I love all types of genres, and I've sang pop music before. The whole reason I got a record deal was I was singing on a TV show and
I've seen
doing
the videos.
Cinderella Story. Okay,
yeah.
and it was music that was entirely different from my sound. So it was almost like I had to sing when I was doing the Cinderella Story. So I was like, this is not how I sound. But I think I always knew. I mean, obviously, I love country music, but it just felt right. I feel like anything else wouldn't have felt true to who I am.
So many of your fans out there know and love you for the character you play on TV, and they probably associate you so much, think you are Aria.
Oh, yeah.
Here you are getting ready to give them a glimpse of who you truly are as a person.
Yeah.
What does that feel like? Are you nervous, excited?
Oh, I'm unbelievably nervous, but unbelievably excited. And like you said, people know me from the characters, and half the time people call me Aria out in public, and I'm like,
you're like,
well,
hey, what's up?
But what's so exciting about this album is that it's my story, and it's the things that I've been through so far, and you'll have kind of a clear idea of what I stand for, the things that I've been through.
You have been on the road, pounding the pavement, going to radio stations. Break down what it's been like, just getting your music out there and meeting so many new people.
Yeah, I mean, so we wrapped up 4th season in November of last year, and I think it was the next day I left for a radio tour. Things slowed down for a little bit, so I got time to breathe, but for about almost 4 months, off for the holidays, we were kind of all over the map. It was averaging 2-3 radio shows a day, meeting a lot of people. I mean, everywhere from Maine to San Jose to Florida to Michigan, just, and that's really cool because not only do I get to play music every day and sing every day, but I got to go to so many places I had never been to before and get to meet some people that are supporting me all across the United States. So we did that, and now we're back filming 5th season of the show and just gearing up for album release.
I would love to hear a little bit about the songwriting process, because I know you worked with some incredible people. Did you do the whole album in Nashville also?
Yeah, we recorded the whole album and did some songwriting there, and just had the opportunity to work with some of the best players down there, the best writers, and I was kind of a little naive about the whole songwriting process. And man, they're just incredible. They're just machines, and just feel so lucky to have the opportunity to have them be a part of my album, my first album. It doesn't always happen for a new artist to get to work with some of the people I got to work with.
What would you say that you learned about yourself?
I'm not used to talking about issues and talking about problems out in the open, because as an actress or a performer, you kind of always have to be on. You always have to be happy. It's not okay to talk about these things. And so with songwriting and recording, I got to be myself. So if I was having a bad day, I could have a bad day. I could talk about it. I could write about it and realize things. I didn't realize I was holding resentment towards certain people that I'd been in relationships with. And then you kind of figured that out when you were explaining it to people, explaining it to writers, and time of self-discovery.
Almost, right?
Yeah, therapy. And I feel like I can do anything now. Because
awesome.
because going into this, I was terrified. I was like, this is a really big risk. But then, you can't please everyone. And at the end of the day, I was like, I love music. So why should I shy away from that? And so beating the odds kind of in a little way I just feel very I literally feel like I could do anything right now.
That's awesome. What would you say have the reactions been like from your fans?
That song and Nervous Girls, I think, have really touched a lot of people, and especially Road Between. It just goes back to what I was saying, that it's okay to not have it together. It's okay to not have it all figured out.
Does anyone really have it all figured out?
No.
I don't think so.
But people think that you have to, or you like pretend like it's exhausting to pretend like you have it all together. I used to be that person. And so that song just goes to show that I'm growing up. I've been through a lot. I've learned a lot, but I'm still going to mess up. I'm still figuring it out, but I don't have to understand everything right now, and that's fine.
Well, another song that I love, Goodbye Gone.
Oh, yeah, is that your jam?
I love that song. What was it like recording that? Was that like almost like therapeutic?
Yeah, and I know for me, like how I relate to that song is that I was in a really toxic relationship for a little bit and was just miserable. And like this guy just like made me so unhappy. And I'm not an unhappy person. I'm a happy person. I love life. And this person kind of took that away from me, and it made me really angry. And so I kind of lived out the same situation in real life that is explained in Goodbye Gone. And yeah, I mean, it's the edgiest, sassiest song on the album.
Well, one song that is on the track listing that I'm very curious about based on the title alone is Lie a Little Better. What is that all about? I'm very interested in this.
It wasn't planned because I'm on a show called Pretty Little Liars, I promise. But it is inspired by someone that I'll give you a little tidbit.
Please, give me
It's inspired by someone who I worked with on that show.
Ooh.
And it's not who you think it is. And that's how I'll leave it at that. But to me, that's hands down the most fun song on the record.
Is it your favorite one to perform also?
Yeah, we haven't done it live yet, but we just started rehearsals for the full album because we learned about a little over half in the album, and we're about to start playing longer shows. So we just started rehearsal on that, and yeah, it's a good one. It's fun.
Well, you have a huge show coming up at the Opry, which is like the mecca of not only country music, but just music in general. I feel like
it's iconic.
It is iconic. Yeah. What are people going to see? How are you feeling about it? Are you excited? Nervous?
Yeah, I haven't really wrapped my head around it. I mean, it'll probably sink in like the day of, where I'm like, oh God, here it goes. Very excited. I get to perform 2 songs, I think, and I mean, that was like a bucket list. Like that was literally on my bucket list.
What would you say is your next goal or dream now that you have this album coming out?
I want to tour. And I think that that's probably going to happen in the fall when we're done with 5th season of the show.
You're a busy lady. Thanks for having us here today. Congratulations on everything. We're so excited for you. You guys hit the comments section to let us know how excited you are about Lucy's upcoming release, and we'll see you next time right here on Clever TV. If you love Lucy Hale as much as we do, click right here to see her play a fun game with us called What Sounds Good to Lucy Hale.